I kid you not, it was like 6 feet, and this thing was crawling all over and pooping on my papers, which was not cool. Hey everybody, welcome back to Ask Me Anything. And today's frequently asked question comes from Hannah. And Hannah says, I feel like I know how to organize. I'm really good at organizing. People tell me I'm really good at organizing, but I don't know what to do when the client calls. Can you describe the sequence of events that you do? Be happy to, Hannah. So here you go. Step one is I start all of my client, I call it client intake. Different organizers will call it different things, but it's a free phone consultation, and we spend time, as much time as necessary. Now, you'll see people say things on their website like free 15-minute consult, free 30 minutes. That's just so that they don't end up spending half a day giving away all their intellectual property over the phone, right? For free. So what I'm trying to determine on that client intake, that free consult, is, are we a good fit? How did they find me? I want that for marketing, right? I found you by Googling professional organizer, Raleigh, North Carolina, or I found you because you were referred by another organizer who doesn't do what you do, or maybe a therapist referred them. Anyway, very important for your marketing. How did you find me? And if that person isn't a good fit for me, I do try to find another professional who will be a good fit for them, a better fit. And I know I've been doing this long enough to where I sort of I can get to the bottom quicker than maybe a newer organizer could. So, step one, phone consult. Step two is, if you decide to meet in person, and you don't have to, now everybody's doing virtual organizing, so that's another option. Use a very detailed intake form, which I created and sell on my website. It's called, it's part of the New Organizers Essentials Kit. That form has more information than you will ever want to ask or need to ask as a new organizer. And I created lots and lots of questions on purpose because I wanted you to be able to grow into these forms. But it's, how many square feet is your house? Is it a 2-car garage? How many people are living in the house? Are there pets in the house? I can tell you really crazy stories about showing up and somebody had a pet iguana. I kid you not, it was like 6 feet, and this thing was crawling all over and pooping on my papers, which was not cool. But I should have asked before I arrived, like any pets in the house, that would have solved it. I showed up another time and somebody had like 6 dogs. Not all of them were friendly. And I wasn't experienced enough or comfortable enough to let them know, hey, can you put your dogs in a different room? Because, they were nipping at my heels the whole time. Anyway, getting off topic. But you want to ask very specific questions before you arrive at that person's house. Step 3 is I roll up my sleeves and get to work for the remainder of the appointment time after doing a walk through the person's house. Some organizers will work alongside their clients for their entire appointment. As a matter of fact, some organizers have policies in place where they will not work without the client being there. I'm not one of those people. I have a lot of clients that will tell me, here, you do whatever you need to do in this room. Declutter it, put things in order, and then bring me in and give me the tour and explain what you've done, and I'll adapt. There are other organizers that want the client right there making every decision with them. So it's going to depend on, who your client base is, what they're comfortable with. You do not want to discard anything without the client's permission. So a lot of times I will have a pile of things set aside and say, you need to go through these. I think you're okay letting go of most of these things because they're outdated or not helpful anymore. Or I would say, these things I don't think belong to you. Perhaps they belong to your husband, wife, partner, somebody else. And I will not discard or take away any donations that I don't have that person's permission to deal with, right? Nobody wants to come home and their album collection is gone or something. And step 4 is when we wrap up, I recap what was accomplished. I offer suggestions for them to do homework. Again, depending on your client's My clients don't want homework. They tell me, I'm just going to save this for when you come back, so don't give me any homework. But, some people, everybody's a little bit different, so depending. And then the final step is you schedule the next session, collect payment, get out the door on time. So to recap, I do a phone intake. I do an in-person consultation. That first appointment where we're meeting face-to-face, there's a walk through the house and I'm still asking even more questions. Then I roll up my sleeves, get to work doing whatever project I'm hired to do. Then we wrap up, I recap what was accomplished. I may or may not offer homework suggestions. I schedule the next session, I collect payment, and I am out the door on time. That is my client process. If you enjoyed the information I'm sharing in this video, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below in the comment section. Feel free to email me your question at gthomas@metropolitanorganizing.com.